The reason I'm glad you're here is we've talked on our show that drug and alcohol addiction can ruin your life, but sometimes food addiction can actually be more difficult to overcome.
You have to eat. You have to eat. You know what I mean? So what happened for me was when I went into rehab, they said, oh, anytime you have a craving, just eat something sweet. Have chocolate or, you know, they said, let's save your ass, we can shape it later. That's what they used to tell us, right? Because you're in there dying.
Which is understandable.
It is, right? So they would, let's save your ass so we can shape it later. And what happened was I got clean and sober, and the food, the replacing feelings and cravings, and then the line got blurred. And it's like, now I'm like, I don't know if I'm eating my feelings or if I'm eating for fuel. I would just love to eat for fuel.
But when you watch that tape of you and you grab this and you say this is hate weight, what do you mean?
Hate weight. It's
I just,
I don't love myself enough to make better choices. But sometimes I don't think I know what the better choice is. It's the only thing that brings me any comfort anymore is food. I'm not the only one here that probably feels like that.
Well,
a lot of people nodding.
Have you tried any type of diet at all at this point?
Sweetie, I have tried so many. I did that delivery, food where they mail you your month's food. I gained 7 pounds. The food was so bland, I called them up. They said, oh, spice it up for taste. So I spiced it up with pizza and chalupas. That's not on the diet. I went in for liposuction, and he marks me all up, and then I got offended because he said, how much fat do you want me to take? And I'm like, let's take all the fat, start there and work backward. I want to walk into a room with Lindsay Lohan and people go, who's the fat girl with Ant? That's how much fat, take it all. I hired a trainer this January, right? And I told the trainer, I said, I don't want, for me, and maybe you guys will understand this, psychologically, it's the number on the scale. I don't care how, I don't want to build muscle. And he was like, well, muscle's going to burn more calories and it weighs more than fat. So he kept lifting me all these heavy weights, and I got so discouraged because I was working out and I was gaining more weight. So I quit. Because for me, I want to see a specific number on the scale. Because for me, that number means I mean something and I have some value. Look, as a comedian, it's my job to sort of take the pain of life and make it interesting and funny. So for me, the signals are, you don't mean anything. You have no value if you aren't thin. It seems like it's mostly women that talk about it, but men get it too. We feel it too. There are men in here who are nodding. We get it too.
Well, that's why I'm glad you're here, because when you reached out to us, we've talked about this with women before, but you coming forward as a celebrity, I think this is important. And the difficult position that I see you in right now is that you're an entertainer. And even right now, you're in front of an audience. And tell me if I'm wrong, but you've got the two sides of your brain. You got the one.
I'm fighting not to make it all a joke right now because it's not a joke.
We'll have more with Ant when we come back.